Hey guys, we're looking at the all-new Specialized Turbo Levo today. It's brand new, they've changed a whole bunch of things on it. There's a lot of really exciting stuff to learn. This is my first ride on it today, so follow me around and we'll take a few laps on it, figure out what's new, what's good, what's exciting. We'll go through the pros and cons and see what's good. So I'm just getting to know this Levo here a little bit, and one thing that kind of stood out to me just now is the overrun feature. The bike has an overrun which you can kind of dial in less or more, and what the overrun does is when you stop pedaling, the motor kind of keeps assisting you for a second or two. So you can dial in so there's off, there's medium, and there's max overrun. If you have the overrun on and then you backpedal, that stops the overrun, but you can also turn that off. So depending whether you want it on for techie features or not, you can kind of use that. It's kind of useful because you can stop pedaling kind of towards the top of it where you might, smack your cranks or your pedals or something, and that overrun just gives you a little boost just to kind of crest over it, which is pretty cool. So let's talk key specs about the new Turbo Levo. It's a 150, 160 mil bike, 150 mil at back, 160 up front. It's kind of your middle travel trail bike. It's a little bit more than the stump jumper. Similar suspension layout to that bike as well. It's aimed at doing a little bit of everything, and it's a full power bike. Specialized have stuck with the FSR layout, but they've kind of opened up that shock area again like they have with the stump jumper and the Levo SL, and added that Genie shock in there. So what Genie does is it increases the air can volume dramatically. It gives us a really supple beginning mid-stroke, so it gives us a lot of traction and really good small bump compliance. And once we reach the end of that travel, it shuts it down. It gives us a really progressive ramp up. That means that when we get to the end of the travel, we're not bottoming out a ton. So we can kind of have our cake and eat it too. We can have really good small bump and we have progression, which is really cool. The difference with the Genie shock on this bike is that it is the Float X Genie. The Float X adds a little bit of extra oil volume. That means for the bigger, longer descents that we're going to be hitting on this e-bike, it gives us more oil cooling. That means we've got higher volume. It means that the oil doesn't heat up as quickly. It gives us more consistent damping for longer. We've got a mixed wheel setup, so we've got 27.5 out back, 29 up front. That means we can have a really short chainstay. It means that we have nimble handling characteristics, fun, playful bike to ride. Most e-bikes are kind of going that way with the mixed wheel now. So the motor is designed in-house by Specialized. It's their own motor. They build it from scratch, and it's got really impressive power numbers. We're talking 720 watts peak power and 111 newton meters of torque. That's huge. That's on the S-Works motor. All the bikes below that get a slightly different number. We've got 101 newton meters torque and 666 watts peak power. Still really big numbers, very cool. Geometry on this bike is super adjustable. They've used a similar system to what they have on the stump jumper. We have an adjustable headset cup, so we can go steeper or slacker there. We've got adjustable bottom bracket height, and we've also got adjustable chainstay length. In the neutral position right now, we've got a 64.5 degree head angle. We can go a degree slacker or a degree steeper, so we can go down to 63.5 if we want to. We can go up to 9 millimeters longer on the chainstay, but in the short setting, it's 435. Reach on this S4 is 480 millimeters. That's pretty standard, size large. We've got a 77 degree seat tube angle. That keeps you nice and forward, keeps the weight forwards over the front of the bike, keeps you planted on those technical climbs. So we've got a few different battery options on this bike. Now, this one stock comes with an 840 watt hour battery. You can mix that up and you can change that out for a 600 watt hour aftermarket battery. That'll give you less range, but it also drops the weight of the bike. There's also a 280 watt hour extender battery. So if you want, you can go all the way up to 1,120 watt hours. They say that's 5.3 riding hours. That's a lot of time, that's a lot of range. It adds a bit of weight to the bike, but this has probably the biggest range and the most watt hours of almost any e-bike on the market. A couple other really cool little things about this bike. They have improved the charge port here, so now we can have the charger plugged in and rotate the cranks backwards without damaging the charge plug. That's just a nice little feature. The really cool thing about this bike is this is the first e-bike on the market with in-frame storage. If you take off the door to the wattage cottage, Specialized named that, not me. If you take off the wattage cottage door, pull the battery out, there is a little storage case in there. You can fit a tool, a tube in there, and just have some spares. Specialized included a bunch of little features that are really nice to have. They just improve the day-to-day living with this bike, which is sweet. One of them is this little wire here that connects the transmission derailleur directly to the bike battery. So now you don't have to worry, is my transmission battery charged? If your bike's charged, your derailleur's charged. Great. So I've done a couple laps on the new Levo now, and this thing's pretty fun. One thing I will say is that it's really stable on the fast stuff, like the fast flowy trails here, lower espresso and lower digger. Like, it's really fun. It feels really stable at speed. The short chainstays make it feel quite nimble in the corners. Like, it's a lot of fun in the corners. Riding some of the technical sections there, I feel like I didn't quite have the bike set up right for me. There was one particular rock roll where I really bottomed the fork out. So it's tough to get the feeling for, you know, how it handles that steep tech, but, you know, given a little bit more setup, it would handle all of that no problem. The back end felt really good, actually. The back end kind of outgunned the front, which is what I was hoping for with the Genie shock. I bottomed the fork out a couple times, never really felt the shock bottom out. The funometer is telling me that I had all the fun, but I didn't really feel it, so that's pretty cool. One thing that really stands out to me is the level of power and assist with this thing. Like, this is probably the most powerful e-bike I've ever ridden. Even in the eco setting, it feels like the turbo mode on a lot of other bikes. So this thing is ludicrously powerful, which is kind of cool. You can really dial it down, or you can go full turbo. It's kind of up to you. There's a lot of versatility in the power settings. One thing Specialized have done is they've created a new app. They've got the new Mastermind control here, and combined with this, we can dial in a few different power settings. So we've got eco, trail, and turbo, and they kind of have a factory setting, but you can dial each of those into your preference. It's really easy to dial it in on the fly with this controller here. You just go up or down, and you can tell it, I want 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. A lot of different modes to play with. I kind of was just getting to grips with them there. Trail mode from stock almost felt like a little bit too much. Eco actually felt really good. 40–50% power, and then 50–100, that kind of gives you the extra boost if you really need it. I think the person that's going to be buying this bike is the person that wants like the most powerful, the fastest e-bike you could possibly get. It doesn't get much more powerful than this right now. At the same time, it's a really capable all-rounder, I feel like. It's not a big bruiser of a bike, it's not quite a free ride bike. It will be fun on most kind of trails. I really enjoyed the flow trails on this today with a little bit of setup tweaks. You know, it's got a Fox 38, it's got Maven brakes, it's got gravity tires. You can set it up for doing that gnarlier stuff. Don't forget it's only got 150 millimeters of travel out back, but you could set it up to do some pretty techy riding. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really had fun riding this thing. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments. We'll have this bike in store and available online. We ship Canada-wide, so come check it out in store or order it shipped to your door. Thanks for watching, and see you on the trails.